Hey guys, Brett here for TopoRanger. How are y'all doing? So we're here at the river, as you can see, and it's kind of windy today here. I'm down by the Susquehanna, like I said, in Marietta, Pennsylvania. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, this whole area here, going down the river the whole way to Columbia, which is right around this point right here. Yeah, that point right there. It was industrial, so there's a big old ironworks ruins, and I want to come and do an episode here. But it has been cold, but it's warmed up today. It's February the 17th. It's about it's in between 60 65 degrees, very warm today. It's windy though, but we have had a stretch of several weeks of getting some pretty cold weather. We had ice on the Susquehanna. I went down to the Susquehanna a couple times myself looking for ice, and I found some, but it was nothing more than, say, this thick right here, okay? But it was covering, like half the river. It was pretty cool, and I kind of forgot about the ice, but I came down here today, and check this out. It doesn't look like there's any more ice on the river, but along the shore here, we've got some major chunks. If you look here, you'll see that what this is I guess there was a covering of ice, and then that broke up, and then that was kind of smushed up against the side of the river here, and then it snowed, and some more ice got smushed up, so you have this kind of breccia, ice breccia. See, it's made up of all these smaller fragments of sharper ice, and in the middle is basically, it's ice, but this was probably snow, and then you have these big chunks here, so it represents a conglomeration, of I don't know how much time this represents. This is maybe a month old in the making or not, I don't know. But one of the cool things is, and there's these shit. I don't know how safe it is to be walking on this stuff. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna get off here. And there's a big parking lot here if you want to park and explore this area. That is an active railroad there, so be careful. But if you want to go to the Vesta ruins, you park here, and then you walk through that little tunnel. All right, we got a route down to the river, and underneath this ice is just mud, and you can feel, when you walk here, you just feel the cold emanating from these huge chunks. Here's another zoom in of Chickies Rock. There's the river. There's the Route 30 bridge. You can see the windmills. Turkey Hill windmills right there. So that's York County, and you got these houses next to the river. There's a house. It's literally built on the rocks there. How cool is that? And behind it is a giant cliff, probably a 100-foot cliff, and that's probably quartzite. And as you go along side of the York County side of the river, you see you got these river houses, and some of them are quite nice. And that's looking upriver. So now we're going to stand up next to one of these larger chunks just to give you guys an idea of scale here. And it just goes on and on and on and on as far as the eye can see up around the bend there. It just keeps going upriver. So the water comes up and you don't have a beach anymore. Here you got kind of a silt beach, and it just goes off into the distance there. Now this stuff is melting very rapidly. It's dripping. There's little streams flowing out from underneath the chunks of ice. There's these little ice caves that go off into the underneath there. You see that? And I hear here's stuff falling down. Here's a big chunk right here. And to walk on this stuff is probably not a good idea because there can be voids underneath here, and you happen to stand on a particularly weak section, boom, you're going in. Some of these other blocks are big enough that, you know, you could theoretically get trapped under there. Zoom in here. This right here is a void, and you can see it going off underneath there. It's like a little ice cave going underneath the ice there, and that's the kind of thing you could fall into. And that's just everywhere you look. In general, the ice wall is about it's about 6-7 feet high, and it just keeps going, and it looks like it stays that height over there. I don't know if I do see ice on the other side, but I don't know if it's the same. So I did bring my hammer because I'm interested in how strong this ice is. How solid it is. Oh! All right, this one is, let me see if you can scrape down into it. It's actually made up of pretty big ice crystals. Here's a good example of that ice. I mean, you can't see through it because the crystals are so big. Slippery. Here's one that's kind of clear. Let's try not to fall on my butt here. Look at this one. Now this one. Let's get that leaf off there. Look at that. That's a nice chunk of ice there. You could get that down and see. Yeah, you see the difference? Look at this. Look at these icicles. The way this is formed, and then look at that. That one is a lot more clear, and it has little bubbles. Look at that right there. That's a nice shot there. Here. I wonder if these float. Yeah, obviously they float. There we go. Look at that. That's a nice piece of ice there. All right, I just set that little iceberg out. It's so clear you can barely even see it. There it is. Floating downriver. Looks like it's actually coming back to shore. That's not what we want. Now it's lost among the reeds. I think it's getting blown with the waves. So there it is. Go ahead, little iceberg. You're free. So here it is. Anyhow. Push it. There you go. Be free. There he goes. He's got to stay going. Right? A little bit more. There you go. Don't turn over. All right, he's out in deeper water now. Let's see what happens. Next stop is the Safe Harbor Dam for that guy. So there you go, big ice on the Susquehanna River. It's a cool thing, right? Loved having you along. Make sure you subscribe, ring that bell. Hit me up on Facebook, and also Topo_Ranger on the Instagram, all right? Now I'm gonna get ready and go film the Vesta Ironworks ruins, all right? But for now, I'll see you later. This is Brett for TopoRanger, signing out.